2022 को स्पॉन्सर्ड बाय कैंटारो, जो देता है सबसे शुद्ध पानी। पार्ले जी माने जीनियस। अमूल ऑफिशियल स्पॉन्सर। टीम इंडिया। अल्ट्राटेक देश का नंबर 1 सीमेंट। पार्ले कच्चा मैंगो बाइट, कच्चे आम का कॉपी।
So the Indian athletes continues to make India proud after sitting right at spot 4 on the day 12th of the 19th edition of the Asian Games 2022. बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है आप सभी का। आप देख रहे हैं हमारी स्पेशल प्रेजेंटेशन ऑन द एशियन गेम्स। मैं हूं शिखा सचदेवा और आज है day 12 where we see India with 86 medal comfortably sits at the spot 4. From the archers to the wrestlers to the shuttlers, they continue to put forward the best performance so that they continue to win on medals. So as far as India's today's performance is concerned, उसके बारे में करेंगे बातचीत, लेकिन आइए पहले नजर डाल लेते हैं that what all and how many gold, silver and bronze medal does India have in their kitty. तो जिस तरीके से आप टेलीविजन स्क्रीन पर देख पा रहे हैं, India is right at spot 4 with 86 medals in all, the best so far with 21 gold, 32 silver and 33 bronze, with a hat-trick made by the teams and the Indian women compound team from the archery teams clinching that gold. और इसी के साथ भारत के पास कुल मिलाकर हो गए हैं 21 स्वर्ण पदक, with just the right performance there and the best performance so far by the Indian athletes in the 19th edition of the Asian Games 2022. Team India there at spot 4 with total of 86 medal. As far as day 12 is concerned, जैसे कि हमने बताया, from the archers to the shuttlers at the same time, खास तौर से हम बात करेंगे आर्चरी के बारे में। तो आइए नजर डालते हैं किस तरीके से the trio they clinched a gold in the compound. So when we talk about the archery event, archery compound women team trial against the Chinese Taipei, India won a gold with the score of 230 for 229. Yai Zuan Yu and Li Lu and Lu Yuan were up against India's Jyoti, Aditi and Parneet. That was the gold clinched by the archers, with which that was a 21st gold which the archer in the compound event have given to Team India. They were against the Chinese Taipei and with a score line of 230 for 229 against the Chinese Taipei, there the Indian compound archers bagged the 21st gold. And from the women's category, let's move on to the men's category under the archery event. So जब हम बात करते हैं archery event की, for the men's team compound final, it was again a gold by the Indian archer. They were up against the South Koreans with a scoreline of 235 for 230. Pravini, Abhisheki and Prathamesh were up against Jaehoon, Jaewon and Jongo of South Korea, and with which that was a 20th gold that bagged by the Indian archers, and with which India has total of 21 gold. Women compound team 2 clashed the gold along with the men's compound archer who bagged the gold for the India in the 19th Asian Games 2022. From the archery, let's move on to the next event of the day, and that was a squash. So it was not only archers who made the India proud, it was a squash player as well who bagged a medal and they poured into our kitty. That was again a gold. So Deepika Palikal and Harinder Pal Singh in the mixed doubles final grabbed the gold. They were up against the Malaysian players, and with the straight win of 2-0, India win another gold of the day. So Deepika Palikal and Harinder Pal Singh were against the Malaysian Azman Aifa and Muhammad Saifiq of Malaysia, and India won by 2-0. They're grabbing a gold for India, with which India has now 21 gold in their kitty. And from here, let's move on to the category of silver. Those are the 3 gold which were won by the archers, 2 by the archers, and from there we move on to Saurav Ghoshal. Saurav added a silver in our kitty. Saurav Ghoshal was up against Malaysian Yan Yov, and with a scoreline of 1-3 there. Another silver coming into our kitty. That was a silver medal that was grabbed by Saurabh Ghoshal of India. They were against the Malaysian. And when you talk about the squash players, so that was another silver that was bagged by them, with which India is right now at the spot 4 with one more silver medal in their kitty. So Saurabh Ghoshal has undoubtedly performed phenomenally well. And from here, let's move on to the next event. It's wrestling for all of you. It was the day of the wrestlers as well. And from gold to silver, and now that was a bronze medal. Antim Panghal, who won a bronze medal for India. They were up against Mongolia. Antim Panghal for India was up against Mongolian. Borolithri Ochir for 3-1 and grabbing that bronze, and with one single medal adding on, India has a total of 86 medals. So those were the medal events with which by the end of the day 12, that is today 5th of October, India has 3 gold, silver and a bronze as well in the kitty. That was the total of the addition, as the 3 triplets we found in the gold, and with which India is at 86 medals. Now from here, we move on to the score line, when the medal events were done for the day with the Saurabh Ghoshal as we saw. And now we move on to the score line. The badminton men's single, Sunil Pranay was up against ZG of Malaysia for 2-1. And now Sunil has won and has entered into the semi-finals. So after the hat-trick which were made by the archers and the squash players, Saurabh Ghoshal has set for a silver as we have seen. And from here, the badminton men's single, Sunil Pranay has won and entered into the semi-finals with a 1 from 2-1 Ziaji, and that was a win. But again, that was Sunil Pranay. But PV Sindhu, who has been thrashed out, as is no more again in the contingency in the 19th Asian Games 2022. She lost to Bingjiao, China, and with a straight line of 16-21 and 12-21. The straight set, she has been thrashed out of the Asian Games. Nevertheless, she has already won against the same opponent in the Tokyo Olympics. So revenge was probably taken by the Chinese shuttler, and PV Sindhu, the 2-time medalist, and with a scoreline of 16-21 and 12-21, she has been shown the gate to go out. So that's a bad news. But nevertheless, when we talk about the shuttlers, from PV Sindhu, the latest matches we saw for the men's doubles, who has won, and they have won, and that victory continues, and they too have entered into the next level, as we just saw the match of Satvik and Chandrasekhar versus Zhou Jui and Prajy of Singapore. India has won 2-0 in the badminton men's doubles. So as we saw about the 2-time Olympic medalist in the shuttler, PV Sindhu, as she was thrashed out with the straight games. But here Satvik Sairaj and Chandrasekhar from India were up against Zhou Ji Prajo from Singapore with a scoreline of 2-0, have won. So that was a mixed news that was coming, though we were high hopes against PV Sindhu, and not only PV Sindhu, from hockey as well. India has lost in hockey, and nevertheless, if we have the victory, we too have the defeats. That is all the sports all about. But nevertheless, it was a hockey women's semi-final. India was up against China, and China was 4-0. They won by 4-0. A big victory there by the Chinese women in the hockey women's semi-final. Their Indian hockey players losing to the host nation, China, by the scoreline of 0-4. But nevertheless, when we talk about this day, if we have the gold and the silver and the bronze at one platter, we do have defeats also on the other platter. But nevertheless, you don't have to take that sigh of relief with the hockey, because Kabaddi got us some good news and lots of energy there, as the men's team Group A, they have beaten Japan with 56-30. Yes, that was a scoreline. India up against Japan. In the Kabaddi men's team Group A, where Team India has won against the Japanese. So Kabaddi has always been a high point when we talk about the Indian players. And as I said, this sports is a mixture of when we talk about the defeats and the victories. If we talk about the PV Sindhu or the women hockey, but this is about the quarterfinals where we were up against Japan. We won by the scoreline of 56-30. And now tomorrow, that's the 6th of October, everybody will be waiting for the semi-finals. India up against Pakistan. So tomorrow the semi-finals of the Kabaddi, India against the neighbouring nation Pakistan, will be conducted, as India has just won against Japan with a scoreline of 56-30. So when we talk about the India's medal tally, India is at number 4. But let's take a quick look that when the day ends, how does the entire medal tally, the table, looks like. With the host nation actually have sealed the spot, and we see China there sitting upright with a 3-digit triple number. Yes, 333. I think when we see the gap between the first and the second spot, it has to be more than double. With 179 gold, this is what the host nation is all about, and almost 100 silver, 99 silver in their kitty, and again a double-digit 55 bronze. So that's a day of lucky numbers and the best performance always from the Chinese players, followed by Japan just right behind with 158, 44 gold, 54 silver and 60 bronze. That is the Japan. And from Japan, we move on to South Koreans, though they are just one medal behind. But when we talk about the golds, they are 11 medals less. So South Koreans are at number 3 with 33 gold. And right behind them, it's our nation, India, at number 4. So these were the top 4 nations as we talk about the 19th Asian Games 12th day performance. And let's take a quick look at what all events would be served to you, what you can see on your television screen tomorrow. Very quickly, when we talk about the day 13th, Friday, 6th of October, we have chess coming up all the way, the men's and the team round 8 and women's team round 8. From chess, we have cricket for all the cricket fans here. Men's semi-final, India up against Bangladesh, followed by Knoy and Kayak, wherein Vishal Kewat and Shikha Chauhan from the women's kayak would be up against in the semi-finals. So this was for the chess and the cricket, India up against Bangladesh. And from there, we have the archers and the shuttlers who will be performing. Recurve women team's quarterfinals, India up against Japan. And for the men's team, India would be up against Mongolians. And men's singles semi-finals, we have badminton, where HS Pranay would be playing, and followed by badminton, wherein women's double team would be playing for the semi-final category. And from archers and badmintons, let's move on to the next category, equestrian. Oh yes, we're jumping individual competition, wherein India has already got a gold in equestrian after 41 years of long gap, followed by hockey, where it's a men's single, India up against Japan, and jiu-jitsu, women 52 kg elimination round of 16, 52 kg elimination round of 16, again Anupama Swain, Rohini Kalam, and 57 elimination category of 32 in the jiu-jitsu, Angitha Shaichu. And from here on the day 13, the other events to look forward were Nikita Chaudhary again in the 57 kg category elimination round of 16, followed by Kabaddi. India would be up against Nepal in the semi-final for the women's team, and the men's team as well. It would be India up against Pakistan for the semi-final. And then from here we have Spectro, men's Regu preliminary Group B, India up against Myanmar, and soft tennis, where women's single preliminary round Group B, India would be up against Taipei. So from here, we move on to the other schedule, the events which you can look forward from soft tennis and the weightlifting arena. It's coming men's single preliminary round Group A match 3, followed by women's team semi-final. India would be up against Nepal, and women's singles preliminary, India and Cambodia will fight against each other. And in the men's singles preliminary, India would be up against Philippines. And then we have the weightlifters and the wrestlers performing for all of us. India in the women's and the men's freestyle category, 57 Aman, respectively the 62 kg. There'd be Sonam in the wrestling category, along with men's 65 kg 1/8 final, Bajrang Punia. And then the wrestling for the women's freestyle in the final would be Kiran and Radhika. So from weightlifting and wrestling, let's move on to spot climbing. The spot climbing, men's boulder and lead semi-final boulder, Bharat Stephen, and the men's boulder and lead semi-final lead, Bharat Stephen and Aman Verma. So this was a schedule which we'll be having on the 13th day of the 19th edition of the Asian Game 2022, wherein we have the weightlifters, the wrestlers, at the same time the soft tennis as well, wherein the players will be performing. At the same times, we too saw the kabaddi finals and semi-finals as well. So as far as the today's day, a quick wrap up of the today's day would be concerned, where in a mixed of the triple, we have the hat-trick of the gold along with the silver and the bronze by Antim. So a mixed of day, India sitting at number 4 with 86 medals in all, 21 with the closing of gold, 3 more added today. So that was about the day 12. We have spoken about the entire medal tally, and that's it from today's edition. Hope you like the show. Tomorrow again we'll see you for all the sports live action. Stay tuned to DD Sports. Namaskar.